The ancient legend of the Templars becomes a reality when a learned lady manages to create an apparatus that helps connect the timelines of different lives of one person and find out that in the past he was a murderer.
I'm alive because of violence.
1492nd year, Spain, Andalusia. During the war in Granada, Aguilar Nerges initiated into the Brotherhood of Assassins, swearing an oath to give his life to protect the sacred apple of Eden, obeying the law of brotherhood to act in darkness, serving the light. In conclusion, Giller's ring finger is cut off and hidden blades are given out. The man's first and main task for the next time is to protect the sun and peace of Granada, Prince Ahmed, from the Templars. Several centuries pass. Baja California, 1986. Little Colum Lynch is engaged in parkour on a bicycle, but the kid does not succeed in all the tricks. One day, he returns home and sees his mother dead, and the father standing next to him hides a blade in his palm and utters a mysterious phrase that the boy's blood does not belong to him. He comes at the kid when a lot of cars stop at their house, and his father shouts for Cal to run away from here. The boy starts running with all his might, accompanied by an eagle in the sky. Another 30 years pass. The Texas Criminal Justice Department is holding a man who has been sentenced to death for the murder of a pimp. The priest tries to persuade him to repent, but Cal doesn't believe in God or the devil. He is seated in a chair, strapped in, and injected with a toxic substance, after which the man sees fragments of his life and loses consciousness. However, he soon wakes up in a room resembling a hospital room. A woman sitting next to him admits that his execution was staged. Hearing about this, Cal tries to get up, but his legs do not obey well, and the man crawls away from this room. To top it all off, he has a headache. In the end, Cal goes out onto the open terrace of a huge building, around which a modern metropolis is located. One of the same vacationers offers Cal to jump, but the woman, whose name is Sophia, reminds him that he is not a prisoner at all. It is located in the branch of Abstergo in Madrid, which is engaged in improving people, and with its help, scientists hope to eradicate violence. Cal turns to the woman, and the guards, not understanding his intentions, shoots him with a syringe with a sleeping drug, which Sophia does not like. This is her program, and only she can dispose of her test subjects. She orders the animus to be prepared. A man is immersed in a machine for reading genetic memory, with which he can experience the life of his ancestors. To accurately capture everything that is happening, a camera is put on Cal's hand. The latter is the introduction of anesthesia, which turns out to be a very painful procedure. Scientists need his past. With the help of the animus, they will be able to see everything that happened to him in his past life. The timeline is scanned, and the synchronization of Cal's present and his past self, Aguilar, begins. Columbus is transported to 1492nd year, in the midst of the war in Spain. The Inquisitors, led by the Templars, spread their influence over almost the entire country. The last stronghold of resistance is Granada, where the man falls. He sees street battles, fire, and the death of many soldiers, and an eagle circles over the battlefield, following which Cal's soul ends up in Aguilar's body. The warrior and his friends watch as the Templars, led by Assistant Grand Master Thomas de Tarquimada Ahida, capture Prince Ahmed in the village below. The enraged Templar orders to kill the family that sheltered the child and burn the whole village, and throw the prince into a cage on wheels. After that, he announces to his soldiers that Sultan Mohammed XII will now surrender the rebellious Granada, after which Spain will come under the rule of the Templars. But at this moment, Aguilar and his men rush into battle. Sophia watches Cal's body fight as he destroys one fighter after another. Immediately, Aguilar's girlfriend Maria grabs the carriage with the prince and rushes away from the village. Ahida gives chase. Aguilar too. They ride along the road for a long time, fighting off the pursuit of the Templars, until the pursuer's cart breaks on a stone. But the cage with the boy flies straight to the cliff. Aguilar catches up with her and manages to jump off, grabbing the boy at the last minute. He flies into the abyss, simultaneously exiting the animus. And in the past, Ahida looks over the cliff at the opponent hanging on the rope, holding the boy. Sophia orders rehabilitation to begin. The same evening, the girl watches her father's speech on TV. The scientist believes that modern man is subject to a very high level of aggression, and if his company succeeds in what they have planned, peace and harmony will reign in the world. The daughter assures that the apple is almost in their hands, because Cal has established a strong connection with the past. The father admits that he has always been proud of her, and hurries to tell the news to the elders of the Templar Order. After listening to him, the head decides to abolish the Abstergo project as having fulfilled its goals, but the doctor does not agree with her conclusions, especially since they finally have one, whose line can be traced back 500 years to the Brotherhood of Assassins. In modern times, Callum begins to suffer from strange hallucinations, in which he sees Aguilar in modern times. Sophia explains that this is called the seepage effect. Memories are superimposed on modern perception, and Callum doesn't like it very much and causes his aggression. One day, Sophia takes him to a cafe, but on the way, the man sees Stan with his childhood photos. The girl admits that she knows all his psychological data, and even about the mutation of his gene, about foster parents, and a colony for minors. He is proof that violence is inherited, and they found it by DNA coincidence because they take samples from prisoners. Aguilar is his ancestor, whose parents were assassins. They were burned by Torquemada's men. Then Aguilar joined the ranks of the Brotherhood, and Cal is also an assassin, which means that he is predisposed to murder from birth. During the conversation, a mutual understanding arises between Cal and Sophia. She confesses that her mother was also killed by an assassin, but the guy's situation is complicated by the fact that his mother was killed by her own husband and his father. However, the girl shares his hatred for the Brotherhood of Assassins. Their company is looking for the Apple of Eden, in which, according to legend, God or another civilization laid the names of understanding human nature. Aguilar was the last one to hold that apple, which is why Cal's help is so important. After all, violence is a disease from which Sophia wants to cure humanity. Sophia promises that at the end of his studies, he will be released and he will be able to start a new life. In the cafeteria, Cal meets other assassins held captive by the organization. Most of them are suspicious of Cal, with the exception of Musa, a descendant of an 18th century Haitian assassin. He warns the newcomer that the representatives of the Brotherhood are going to watch him because they are the last keepers of the apple. Then Aguilar's wife visits him again, while Alan Rickon orders his daughter to immerse Cal in the animus right now, and the introduction of Cal becomes so real that he engages in a fight with Aguilar and then resists the guards. Despite Sophia's objections, Cal is immersed in the animus, and he and Maria find themselves in a dungeon. The couple is awaiting execution by burning at the stake, and now have the last opportunity to say goodbye. They remember the oath of the assassins when the inquisitors come for them. People are taken to a square filled with people and tied to poles. Torquemada utter accusations, and the first to burn their mentor in front of the convicts. At the moment when the attention of the crowd is distracted by a terrible sight, Aguilar manages to get rid of the chains. He grabs the sword from the guard and breaks Maria's chains. The couple gives a real fight when the oil prepared for bonfires flares up on the platform. They manage to climb the tower above the square when Ahida shoots Maria with an arrow. The girl falls down, and Cal takes a leap of faith, which in turn takes him out of the animus and leads to temporary paralysis. The man is resuscitated and restored with the help of medical procedures. Sophia asks him to cooperate with them and hands over the medallion to his mother, which her father took from the murder scene, when he wanted to save his mother from his assassin father, but did not have time. After recovering, Cal meets with Alan and learns that his father is also in this building, and in order to go further, Cal needs to kill him. Why does the doctor give the man the assassin's blade with which he killed his wife? Cal meets with his father and prepares to commit a trial, but the man explains that his mother was also an assassin. She chose to die at the hands of her husband so as not to fall into the hands of the Templars and not become a puppet in Vanmas. He should have killed his son too, but he couldn't, and now it's too late. He begs his son not to give out the apple, which contains the code of freedom and wool, because it is a weapon against humanity. Cal does not kill his father, but tells him that he will destroy the Order of Assassins and first of all find the apple. After a conversation with his father, Cal is attacked by one of the assassins, who is sure that the newcomer will ruin the Brotherhood. But the guards take the guy away, and Cal voluntarily connects to the animus. Finally, the guard reminds Cal that the word assassin came from the word Hashishan, because its representatives were bandits, thieves, and murderers. They were not taken seriously, but in vain, because behind their apparent stupidity, they hid a real devotion to their Brotherhood. Aguilar again finds himself in a warring city, where he and Maria ambush Torquemada, who with the Templars and Prince Ahmed came to meet Muhammad XII. The Inquisitor is sure that the Brotherhood of Assassins has been destroyed, and the Sultan has nothing to hope for. Muhammad gives the apple in exchange for his son. Torquemada makes a speech that the future of people will be peaceful, because they will be submissive to the rule of the Templars. But at this moment, assassins enter the hall and kill many Templars. Aguilar captures Torquemada and takes the apple, but Ahida attacks Maria and presents a knife to her throat to force Aguilar to surrender. Maria realizes that her partner is ready to give the apple and stumbles upon Ahida's blade herself. Aguilar enters the fight and kills him, after which he takes the artifact. The Templars of Tarquemada set off in pursuit of the assassin, but Aguilar manages to get to the suspension bridge from the castle, and then he gets surrounded. The man realizes that he has no way out and makes another leap of faith, which leads to closure in the Animus. Aguilar gets to the seaport, where he meets Christopher Columbus, to whom he passes the Apple of Eden. The traveler promises to take this artifact with him to the grave. Watching this, Sophia learns the location of the apple. At this time, Musa and the other assassins are rioting in Abstergo, while Sophia watches Cal come to his senses, associating with Aguilar and seeing his ancestors around him. After learning about this, Alan Rickon orders the facility to be cleaned, and he and his daughter are evacuated by helicopter. The guards kill Cal's father, while he sees his mother under the veil of faith. The woman convinces Cal that the assassins are right. He accepts their creed and joins the other rebellious brothers and gives battle to the Abstergo guards. Suddenly, he notices a Templar helicopter and tries to catch up with him, but he fails. Meanwhile, the Templars find the Apple of Eden in the church where Columbus was buried, and after that, a Templar ceremony takes place in London, at which Alan Rickon reports on the discovery of an artifact and the triumph of the order. Sophia understands that her father was not going to change the world for the better, but used her to achieve fame. At this time, Cal, Musa, and another assassin who survived the battle make their way to the sanctuary, where Cal meets Sophia. He promises to help her if she helps him, because her plans must be achieved. She reluctantly allows Cal to complete his mission, and the new assassin kills Alan Rickon and takes the apple. Panic begins in the hall, while the Brotherhood members leave with the artifact, and Sophia promises to take revenge on Cal and return the apple to the elders, while he makes another leap of faith, holding the apple in his hand. Shooting pictures based on video games is a very risky occupation, because it is not necessary to count on the fact that gamers will fill large halls, hence the problems with the acting material. Performers simply have nothing to play, because everything stops at beautiful pictures and risky tricks. But after all, cinema should be diverse, so why not? And you watch our channel, subscribe to it, and leave your ratings.